A lot of people usually think of Call of Duty betas as pretty much what the final game will look like with a few things removed. And I think this makes sense for the most part if we look at the previous titles and their betas, but I don't think this means that Black Ops 6 won't see any features that we don't know about yet or didn't see in the beta. Now, obviously, I don't think Black Ops 6 is going to get some major overhaul that's going to change the whole game or make it seem like it's like a different game completely, but I do think there might be some things that will be changed or added that we didn't expect when we played the beta. I want to preface this video by saying that none of this is confirmed, and this video is mainly for discussion on what this might be. So if you enjoyed this video and want more Black Ops 6 content, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. Now, we already know about things that we usually expect to already be coming in the full game, like guns, kill streaks, maps, but I think there might be more. Looking back at the COD Direct presentation, specifically the UI portion, I think that there's some interesting things that we saw that were different from the beta, or we just didn't have in the beta at all, that might be coming in the full game. So what I want to talk about first is the lobby menu. So if I compare the two, they look pretty similar for the most part. The map placement, where your double XP tokens are, where the lobby is, where your daily challenges are, those all look the same. But the one part that looks different from what we had in the beta is the middle portion. In the beta, we had more of like a Modern Warfare 2019 type, like walking or moving lobby. But when we look at this image, we see more of like a standing menu comparable to like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3. The reason why I think that this could change is because if we look back to Cold War, they actually ended up changing what the menu looked like after the game launched. In Cold War, we started off with like a regular like standing lobby, like how we see in MW2 and MW3, and then it switched over like a few seasons later, I think, to the moving lobby. So we might actually have a situation like Cold War where they end up changing it. Now, obviously, I don't know when this was made. This could have been made before the beta, or it could be something that they plan to implement after the beta, like post-launch or something like that. But I think it's kind of interesting to just see what it could have looked like. And personally, I think this looks better than what we have in the beta. Another thing that looks different from the beta, and honestly, in my opinion, also looks better, is that when you select a map or when the map is picked, it kind of shows a little bit of it in the background. So in this image, they have Nuketown. And what's interesting is that it actually shows a Nuketown that kind of looks like Black Ops 2's Nuketown. At least the sign kind of looks like it. And I think a lot of people think that we're getting only one version of Nuketown, but I think we're actually going to get two. So from what we know, we're getting a strike map that is kind of like based around Nuketown, but I think we might also get a regular core 6v6 Nuketown map, because in this image, there is a map that just is called Nuketown, but the strike version of the map isn't called Nuketown. It's called like Warhead or something like that. So I'm guessing we'll probably see one strike Nuketown map, and then we're going to see a core 6v6 Nuketown map. And this game obviously doesn't take place in like 2025, so I don't think they're going to put exactly like Nuketown 2025 in the game, but they might put something that's a little bit before it or something like that. We might see some sort of like variant of that. Another thing that looks pretty different is the gunsmith. So if I compare the two from the beta and the presentation, for the most part, it looks the same, but there's some pretty obvious differences between the two. Aside from the whole background looking different and the gun even looking different, what I think the most interesting thing is this little medal that's above the gun. I'm not sure what this medal could be. I don't know if it has something to do with like a weapon prestige or something like that, but it says 75, so I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with a level or something like that. And then if you look at the bottom right, it says view mastery progression. Now, when I first saw this, I was kind of thinking like it could be something like the weapon mastery camos that we see in MW3, the seasonal camos. So I was thinking it could be that, or I was also thinking it could be possibly the mastery challenges that we have in MW2 and MW3, where you just use the gun, you have to get like 1,000 kills each on every gun, and then you get like a charm, a calling card, and you get an emblem. But the reason why I don't think these are the same is because that medal at the top of the gun is kind of, I feel like it could be tied to mastery, or this like mastery progression that the game is talking about, or that we're seeing on this image. And we obviously know that the weapon levels aren't going up to 75, so it could be something that, as I said, could be tied to like a weapon prestige or a weapon mastery thing. So what if as you use a gun past max rank, you can actually level it up and get more rewards for using it? Personally, I think this sounds pretty possible, because there's a lot of different ways to progress in this game with the whole camo grind, and then we have the classic prestige coming back as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put another thing in there just to kind of add to that grind. And to me, everything else on the screen looks pretty clear, but they blurred something out, or it looks like they blurred something out here. So that could be telling us what it is, and maybe they didn't want to show it too early or something like that. I don't really know. I think it sounds possible because there's a lot of progression in this game, from camos, and we have the prestige grind and stuff like that. So there could be another progression thing in this game, especially since they removed the connection of level to camo. So now you can do any camo challenge you want for the most part, even if your gun is level 1. So maybe they did that, and then we're like, oh, maybe they wanted something that'll make your weapon level actually matter, so they decided to add something like that. But yeah, as I said before, this could just be referring to like a seasonal mastery camo grind like we're seeing in MW3, or it could just be referring to like a 1,000 kill grind mastery thing where you get the emblems emblems and the calling cards and the charms and stuff for your guns. But I don't really know, because this metal at the top is really what's like messing me up, because I feel like if that metal was like completely gone, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's probably just like weapon mastery, charms and stuff like that. But what does that metal at the top mean? Like, that's what's really kind of making me think that there might be something else to weapons in this game, but I don't know, we'll have to see. One thing I do want to say is this could be a scrapped idea or a version of the game that was prior to the beta. So this could be like an alpha build, maybe, like it could be something that's before the beta, right? So maybe this isn't what the game's gonna look like, but I don't know, because it has more things on the screen than it did in the beta. Like, it has the weapon progression, it has the detailed stats even, and then it has like everything else. But yeah, it could have just been a concept, I don't really know. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on another Black Ops 6 video.